Racks up, pulling up in the truck.
We're here for psychology. Sat down with Camden. He's a roommate over there that I met. And okay, so I'm gonna ask him 4 or 5 of these questions, and I'll get his response. Okay, so okay, you've heard that the Earth is flat. Do you believe that or not?
No, I don't believe it.
You don't believe it? Okay, and why is that?
Well, there's like evidence on on Mount Everest how it curves, and like we've been up in space and
Yeah.
seen like the round, you know. We've orbited.
Shoot, I'm not supposed to agree. Okay. And then there's another one that you've heard that opposites attract. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't believe that, because like I just feel like people who share the same interests and like have similar personalities kind of mix, like they kind of tend to come together and meet that way instead of I don't know, like it just seems out of place that opposite personalities would come together. I feel like it just clash.
Okay. Okay, so have you heard that vaccines cause autism?
I have heard that, yeah.
And what's your thoughts on that?
It's kind of mixed feelings, because I feel like there's not enough research done, like to say if it has or hasn't. But someone could change my mind if there's hard evidence that it hasn't.
Okay. And then the last one I'll ask is, we only use 10% of our brain.
You know, that's kind of a hard topic too, because there's evidence both ways. I feel like depending on what kind of person you are. I guess I don't know a lot about that one.
Alright, well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for interviewing. Okay, here's the second person we're interviewing. So I'm going to ask you 4 or 5 questions about myths of the Earth and just honest opinion. Okay.
Alright.
The Earth is flat. You heard about that?
I have heard about that.
Okay, what's your thoughts on that?
It's a myth. It's not true.
Okay, that's it. And do you have what's the background behind that?
I don't know. I've seen pictures where Earth's like a ball in space, and I feel like that's a myth.
Okay. Humans have no impact on climate change. Have you heard that?
I have heard that.
What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I feel like we do have some impact on climate change, but I'm not an expert on that. I just feel like we do have some impact.
Okay. You've heard that opposites attract?
I have heard that.
And do you believe that?
In some degree, yes, but other things, no. It just kind of depends.
Okay, and the last one I'll ask you is that we only use 10% of our brain.
That could very well be true. Yeah.
And thoughts on that and why?
I don't know. I feel like we could be a lot smarter if we used more than 10% of our brain, but I'm just too lazy to use more than 10%.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we're here with Alex, Cheeto. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions, just honest opinion on it. What do you think? Okay, so have you heard that vaccines cause autism?
I have heard that.
Okay, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't really know exactly. I've heard the argument both sides, but I mean, my opinion is I'd rather have a kid with autism than a dead kid, so you know what's up.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so have you heard that we only use 10% of our brain?
I have heard that, and I kind of read a study up on it that said like we use like all of the functions of our brain, just like not all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like where the 10% comes from. So
Okay.
I
And
back that.
have you heard that if you're left-handed, you use your right brain or right side of the brain, or if you're right-handed, have you heard about that?
No, that's all new to me.
Okay. Oh, never mind. I'll only ask you that then. What about like opposites attract?
Oh, I disagree with that one. I don't know. I personally am not gonna go after a girl that's like the opposite of me. Like I need similarities so I can connect.
Okay. All right. So last question I'll ask you is: the Earth flat?
No, the Earth is round.
All right. And why do you believe that?
I mean, because even the studies that flat Earth, like the flat earthers do, they always end up proving themselves wrong. We have pictures of like Earth being round. You think about it, there's every other planet in our star system is round. It makes no sense that we'd be flying around on a frisbee. So,
All right, well, thank you. It's been real. We're here with Brad. Okay, we're here with Brad. Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and I just want your honest opinion. Okay.
All right.
Have you heard that bread is fattening?
I don't think so.
You haven't heard that one?
No.
Okay. How about opposites attract? Have you heard that?
I have heard the opposites attract thing, and I do not agree with it.
And why?
Mainly because I don't think you could have a working, functioning relationship if you're always arguing over something.
Okay. Have you heard that history books are accurate?
No, I have not.
You have not heard that? So why would they teach that then?
I'm kidding. Yeah, I've heard that they're accurate. I feel like they would have to be accurate because if we're being taught things that are inaccurate, just the whole point of learning history is so we don't repeat the same mistakes. So.
Last question. Have you heard that if you've heard it on the news, it must be true?
Yeah, I have heard that, and I highly, highly disagree with that.
And why?
Well, you can flip through all the different news channels, and they're always saying something different about the same thing.
Okay. Thank you for your time.